What's up, my beautiful audience? Welcome to Daily Dose of Reddit. This is your host, Zach, and today's subreddit is r/FatPeopleStories. Alright, this story's called Things My Morbidly Obese Parents Have Said, Part 1 of Unknown. Context: I'm 24, grew up fat, have done something about it, now normal weight with a little more to lose to be comfy. Parents: fat. Reason I grew up fat. Serial dieters. In denial. They're very vocal about dieting, and I honestly want to help them. They wanted ice cream. I suggested I make some sorbets instead, as we had fruit and time. They said no because fruit is deceptively high in sugar. They ate a pint of ice cream each. They wanted a snack. I suggest roast cauliflower and spices, a favorite of mine. They said no because cooked cauliflower is more calorific than raw. They made fries instead. I've been doing cardio, running up and down stairs, lockdown for the win, and was mocked because while I'm working hard on the way up, it's less work on the way down. So I'm not exercising that much. I got my sweat on for half an hour while they watch TV. Same story. I invited them to run with me. They said no because self-conscious. That's fair. So I suggested just up and down the garden. No, because the garden is small, and if we slow down to turn at each end, we won't burn as much as if we went in a straight line, so it won't be worth it. Sometimes they watch me and snigger, especially if I do yoga. It used to upset me, but now I ignore it. Lots of, "We can't exercise today. It's hot. That means we'll overheat. We can't exercise today. It's cold. We'll get cramps." Also the reoccurring, "We went on a walk today, so let's have a burger." I squat and do sit-ups and ad breaks sometimes, equals them saying, "I read a study that says if you sit for long periods of time, it undoes the good of those exercises, so there's no point." Occasionally, they do random week-long fasts, during which time they don't drink enough, don't take any salt or electrolytes, and invariably break the fast with a takeaway big enough for 4. This is from the parents who accuse me of disordered eating. Can't have bananas, too much starch. Can't have cereal, too much sugar. Can't have yogurt because fat equals bad. Oh, screw it, let's just have pizza. I ate well yesterday, so I can have extra today. Nah, fam, that's not how any of this works. I ask them to stretch with me. There's no point if we're not doing sports, apparently. No, of course they don't want to do sports. No energy or flexibility. It's almost like starting small with stretching daily might help with that. I ask them if they want to lift weights with me. No dumbbells or anything while I'm staying with them, but I filled some old bottles with rocks and they work fine in a pinch. Apparently, the struggle of lifting the extra weight on their bodies is good enough for them. Their words. They don't count calories in oil because it all burns off in the cooking. Apparently, vegetables are negative calories. So if you have salad with your meal, you can have extra food. I'm not allowed to challenge that kind of statement because they know more about diets than me. They've tried every diet, read every study. Still fat though. Diet Coke makes you gain weight. Drinks a liter carton of fruit juice instead. My second cousin has a thyroid problem. I probably do too, that's why I'm not losing weight. I've met the cousin. His thyroid is overactive. They preach on starvation mode and set points and how calories in, calories out doesn't work because it matters what type of calories you eat. Nah, bro, it's just thermodynamics. Count your macros and pop a multivitamin if you're worried. It's the most infuriating thing to hear them laugh about how diets don't work. Just look at them for proof. Like, no, diets work fine. Your willpower doesn't. They remind me daily that I'm just going to gain it back. That's what happens. We live together at the moment. They see how I eat and work out, but that doesn't stop them from shouting when I eat a piece of cake once a week or so that it's so unfair I can eat whatever I want and stay slim. I wouldn't mind so much, but they complain frequently about how they just can't get healthy. How they wish someone would help them. It's so unfair. Teal dear, Cognitive dissonance is a bimbo. Honestly, that's just how it works. You gotta stick through it. Losing weight is not easy. Unless you're like in a coma, but that's not very healthy for you. But good job to OP for losing weight and sticking to it so that you can stay healthy. And also from breaking away from your parents' unhealthy mentality of, oh, it's not gonna work. We just got bad luck. This story's called Animal Rescue Hams. Not sure if this story fits, trying anyways. This is the tale of that time when my friend and I found a ring of hams running a dog shelter to unlawfully obtain sweet government money. Animals were not hurt, don't worry. Some 10 years ago, one of my university friends adopted the best pug ever from a newly created dog rescue association, then joined them as a help to help clean the enclosures. She's from the countryside and invited me to spend a week-long holiday at her place to study together for the upcoming exams, cuddle her doggos, and generally enjoy her cute village. And that's when, by chance, I met the members of said association. It all started at around lunchtime of my last day of holiday, when she received a text that urgently summoned all members to an after-dinner meeting. Super mega important. The cops are threatening to close the shelter. We're both passionate about animal welfare, so we're all fired up, and I decide to tag along. Meeting place is in a private room of a restaurant owned by a relative of someone involved. Friend and I have dinner, hop in the car, and drive 40 minutes to the place. We're 10 minutes late. As we rush in and she's telling me how nice are the members of the association, we enter the room and are greeted by a group of 6 people digging down on pizza and various appetizers. Friend is taken aback. This enormous woman stands up to point us towards our seats, saying it's true, the text said after dinner, but they just got hungry while waiting for us to arrive. At that point, I get aware that the members of the association are 3 couples in their mid to late 40s. All of them range from normal obese to small planet size. Everyone sporting various degrees of poor personal grooming. I shrug it off cause we're in the deep countryside. It might be these people came straight off from work or from the shelter and didn't have time to freshen up. Friend and I order a Coke and sit down. I am introduced to everyone and the conversation resumes. It's the kind of conversation you'd expect from people involved in animal rescue. Dog X is sick and needs to go to the vet. Dog Y has to be given special food, etc., etc. I'm utterly bored, so my mind wanders off until their second dinner is over and their boss, the huge woman from before, directly addresses me.
What was your name?
My name's Drick, ma'am.
Good, Drick. How many dogs can you foster?
I'm in full what the hell mode. In my mind, the reply to that question was, what the hell, lady? You don't even know who I am. Why you want to give me animals? It never came out. Friend beat me to it with a more diplomatic,
she lives in the city in a small apartment. We only have big dogs, so she can't take any of them.
Response from the boss.
So what? I live in a small house as well, but I've taken home 13 of our dogs. Do you think they'd all fit at the shelter? So, Drick, how many can you fit? We need to get rid of them before Monday because health inspectors are coming and we'll be closed down.
Implying it would totally be my fault if I don't agree to stash 5 or 6 of their rescues at my place. Friend is taken aback. She's new to the group, so she just didn't know a lot of things. I decide not to be hostile and reiterate that I am a student, don't have a steady income, and cannot take care of any dog, may it be big or small, for any amount of time. I can help them find good fosters if they'd like me to. My answer is totally not good for them, so everyone chimes in and we discover a lot of things. They've all been friends for a lifetime, no kids and no jobs. All of them are either on disability or other kinds of tugboats. Each have at least 10 dogs at home. They are not cooperating with government's animal services because they don't want the dogs to be microchipped.
As long as the dogs are fed and sheltered, it's fine.
To sum it up, each couple has a pack of unsocialized, semi-feral, non-microchipped, medium to big-sized dogs stashed in their yards, plus they are caring for the 30 dogs at the shelter. Friend's game is very strong when it comes to animal protection, so she starts questioning them about how they are managing to keep that amount of animals clean, especially since the ladies all can barely scarf down pizza and breathe normally at the same time. Also, where are all these dogs coming from? Stray dogs aren't a problem in our region, it's rare to find one. And most of the load of work for shelters and pounds comes from people giving up animals or abandoning them in front of the facilities. The pug that friend adopted was given up, for example. Desserts and coffees are ordered while they explain to us that there is a lot of piece of crap people that abandon or hoard dogs and that they are doing all they can to keep the dogs off the streets. The whole subject is dropped. Friend and I find ourselves witnessing a massive circle jerk as ladies gobble down their desserts while lamenting, "Oh, how hard it is to be full-time dog moms." It's like a race to which couple has less money, the most pains from hard work, the best dogs, etc. Second desserts are ordered. These people hoard food like they hoard animals. Friend sneaky texts her boyfriend to have him call her. We fake an emergency and get the hell out of there. During the 40-minute ride home, we go through all that we've learned and are basically panicking for the wellness of the animals and also her possible troubles since she has become a member of that group. It's just 3 days to when health inspectors will check the place. What do? Answer is, we run to her mom's at like 1 in the morning. This wonderful mom listens to our tale, we discuss for a good hour, and then sends us to bed with a cup of herbal tea. At this point of the story, morning comes. I have to give my final cuddles to the best pug ever and face a long journey home. What happened in the following days is a demonstration of why my friend should have dropped everything to become a politician. After mom informally asked about her daughter's hypothetical position to a lawyer, she put together an army of bored housewives and joined my friend at the shelter to speed up the cleaning process. Shelter survived the health inspection. Next step was to play friends with those greedy ham planets, invite them to lavish dinner parties at her place, bonding with them through their common love for dogs, giving them bottles of wine from the family's winery, and more homemade goodies. A lot of things surfaced, like the fact that all those animals were not from the area, but imported from all over the country to get a sufficient number of them to gain access to government financial aid. Indeed, it was extremely rare for one of their dogs to get adopted. Hence that spiel from before against microchipping, I suppose. They would only look for fosters. The pug was given up for adoption right away because she had big health problems, which equal big vet bills. Long story short, my friend convinced them to appoint her as the leader of the association in less than 2 months. Then she immediately threatened to call the cops on everyone if they didn't agree to give up all the animals, accusing them of hoarding and illegally seeking government funds. She and her mom then recruited some honest people to help and worked with animal services to microchip, spay, neuter, and send off all of the animals to certified shelters all scattered around our region, reducing the total number of animals to 15. Lastly, she gave up the whole shelter to Animal Protection Services, dissolved the association, and never got involved again in this kind of business, if not to donate money to some select places. Those hams from the association blacklisted from ever having to do with animal welfare and banned from any upcoming dinner party at friend's place. Best pug ever got to live her life to the fullest in company of her Labrador brother and sister until she passed away a couple of years ago. Oh man, that's just crazy. The amount of work people will do to avoid having to do work. It's insane. Like, these people are convinced that this is an easy thing to do, when in reality it's a ton of work, but they think it's freebies, so they're okay with it, and they're not even doing it right. That's the problem. Alright, this one's called Coworker Didn't Receive a Donut and the World Ended. Backstory. I have a coworker who is over 400 pounds. I know how much she weighs because I ordered office supplies and she came up to me last year to ask me to order her a special office chair to hold 600 pounds because the chairs we have that hold 350 pounds didn't hold her. She's gained some weight in the past year. She's very nice and has never had an issue with anyone. She didn't seem like she had a rude bone in her body. Until yesterday. Coworker's name is Sam. Yesterday, one of our vendors brought donuts into the office. I'm the one who deals with all the vendors, so I have one-on-one contact with them. After the vendor left, I walked to the bathroom and told 3 or 4 people as I was walking that there were donuts. I didn't go out of my way to tell every single person in the office. To be honest, I didn't really have time to waste on telling people about donuts. Usually, if you tell a few people, within the hour everyone knows. The vendor brought in 24 donuts. We had 23 people in the office, enough for each person to have one donut. But I guess some people took more than one and not everyone received a donut. Really not a big deal. I didn't even eat one. About 2 hours later, I was working at my desk and Sam comes in, closes the door, and asks to speak with me. She asks me why I told everyone in the office about donuts except for her. I had to explain that I had only told 3 or 4 people that were close to the kitchen at the time. I didn't tell everyone. She insisted that I told everyone in the office, and the reason I didn't tell her is because I'm judging her for her weight. She also informed me that it's my responsibility to tell everyone when the vendor brings in food because I'm the only one who really has contact with the vendors. She told me that I need to inform the vendors how many employees we have because he obviously didn't bring enough food for everyone. I was so baffled. I told her that the vendor did bring in 24 donuts. She stopped me mid-sentence and said,
"That is the point. Who just eats one donut? He should have brought in 4 dozens.
I told her that the vendor spends his own money to buy us food, and that we shouldn't complain about the food or the amount that he brings. She was very upset that I didn't agree with her. I then told her that I also didn't eat a donut, and she told me that I was lying. I ended the conversation after that. I told her that I was too busy and that I was not dealing with this foolishness, and if she has a serious issue about it, then go to HR. I'll gladly talk to HR about this situation and how much time we wasted talking about freaking donuts. She stormed out of my office. I mean, I'd low-key be upset too because I like donuts. Donuts are really good. And yeah, I'd probably throw a fit about it. I mean, not a serious fit, just, a jokey fit that lets them know that I am displeased with the lack of donuts in my body, but that it is okay, I'm gonna get over it, and I'm just screwing around. Like, oh my god, I can't believe you guys didn't give me donuts! And everyone has a good time because they realize that you're just kidding around. I mean, you do want donuts, but you're just kidding around. You're not really upset. But Sam here took it a bit too far and got a little too upset about not getting a donut, which is a bit ridiculous. Like, that's just embarrassing. You're a grown woman, Sam. Buy your own donuts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.